Welcome to the Extraordinary Culture Podcast. Podcast for the culture that is music, movies, sports, food, and beer. The Extraordinary Culture.
31 seconds later, February's half over.
No, I want to.
That's sure as hell. Like it feels like.
No, I want to disagree with that. This week was the longest week of work of my life. It's like, how did I wouldn't even work a week?
Well, I agree.
And
I agree. But
Which you work 4 days?
Token.
No, I had the week off before. Remember?
Yeah.
When I wrote Rise of the Resistance, which we'll talk about. Oh, you recording, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Anyway, yeah, yeah, and it still feels like this. I'm like, damn, this month is forever. Like I kept talking about the end of the month, and I'm like, then the end of the week is the end of this month. I'm like, no, it's not. We still got fucking next week too. What the hell?
And we got the extra day.
And we got an extra day. That's some bullshit.
And it's leap year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when AEW Revolution is, or what is it? Yeah, Revolution, right?
Yeah, Revolution. It's next week?
Next Saturday?
Next Saturday.
Yeah.
Next Saturday?
February 29th. They're going to only have it for every 4 years, like the Olympics.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Welcome to the podcast. We should get that out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been busy. It's been a long time since between podcasts. We recorded the last one at the beginning of January, and now we're in the end of February. And we still got a week left of February.
Yeah. Isn't this supposed to be a short week? Or a short month?
Just by a day this year.
But yeah, it's just longer by that month.
I still believe, this week excluded, February flew by. I blinked and it was gone.
I'm not 3 days this week, so this coming week. So we'll see. It's a short work week, actually at work, but it's a longer work week because I got shit to do. So we'll see what happens.
You always got shit to do.
But that's the joy of being a teacher is 1 day off means 3 days of prep and reconfiguring what's going on. So it's 3 days worth of work to take 1 day off.
Yeah, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
One of them's a college tour, so I'm going to go to Long Beach, actually.
Ooh.
So that will be fun, I guess.
With the anteaters?
Long-ass bus ride.
No,
yeah.
Long Beach is the Dirtbags or
Yeah.
49ers.
That's
Long Beach is dirtbags.
yeah, they are done
For the baseball team.
yeah,
Okay.
but they're anteaters are Irvine.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Circumcised? Dag.
Anyway, hey, this month we put up a special podcast.
We did.
This month,
We did.
something Xavier did. So why don't you talk about that for a minute?
So I was talking with my good friend Jason that I've known forever, and we both huge Laker fans, and we said like we gotta do something with Kobe Bryant. And I mentioned it on the podcast. I think Kobe Bryant's gonna reach like Bob Marley status, where like for years and years
Just
to
on
come.
the side of buildings.
Yeah, on the side. You see him on the side of buildings. You see him on T-shirts. You'll see like people quoting him. You'll be seeing like kids like when they shoot, throwing trash away, yelling Kobe to make the basket.
Now I will say that I've done that all week actually.
Yeah.
But I will say that I was actually in Hollywood last weekend, and I was going down Sunset, and I ended up, you go far enough down Sunset, not quite as far as where the House of Blues used to be.
Yeah.
But once you're kind of past everything that like everybody touristy stuff, I had to turn off a road because I was coming off of Hollywood Boulevard and I wanted to drive down Sunset, take the kids down there. Well, I had to turn right and just kind of turn around, and some exotic car place there on the side of the building, they were actually painting a mural of Kobe that day.
There's quite a few already, yeah.
But I was like, that's how much it was that I was like, oh, wow, last week this guy's out there, painting the side of his building.
Yeah, we were doing it the same Monday. We went to Natural History Museum. We were coming back, and it had us taking the 110 looping around to the 10, if I remember right. And same thing, just a car dealership. They had it up. They were putting the mural up. So it's a big thing.
Yeah. So I think she's just reached that legendary status, and we were very fortunate that we've got to see him play. The three of us got to see him play in his prime. I said, like, dude, he was 22 years old, and he was on to win his second championship. I mean, how often you get to say you saw somebody like that?
Exactly.
And like arguably Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time, but Kobe is probably one of the close second. A very close second. And I equate him to the classic hero. He's this young person who's unsure of himself, who doesn't know what he's going to do. He does a great deed where he achieves some status. He has his fall, then he rises again, and then he goes into he goes in obscurity basically because he's retired. He's not.
Right.
They know who he is. He's doing little things here and there, but they really don't know what he does. And then you can find out like he was coaching youth leagues. He was supporting youth leagues. He was helping his kids out. He was like, well, yeah, my daughter's playing this youth league. Why don't we all take my private helicopter and go help out? So he was like what you call like the tragic hero of and of literature, like the way you go back and you think of a hero.
One of the things I caught, it was only about a week away from the anniversary of the Day of the Music Day, and it kind of hit me. I'm like, that's really creepy.
Yeah,
having that similarity there, and you likened him to Michael Jordan, and they have the work ethic. That was one of those things. That's that iconic thing with both of them, is that power that they knew they were good, but it was never enough. It was always, I need to make sure I'm always trying to be better. And that's what's inspiring. And that's what's going to maintain that legendary status, is the fact that we're not resting on our laurels. We're constantly working to improve. There's always something that we can do better. We try to teach that as teachers. We try to teach that in the kids, is that idea of the growth mindset. That yes, you're good, but it's not the natural talent always. It's always that hard work. He was the first guy in every morning for practice. And same with Michael Jordan,
First one there, last one to leave. And then, like I always tell a lot of people, like, he goes, do you have any advice for me? He goes, the only person you need to be better than is the person you were yesterday.
Exactly.
That's all you have to do.
May he rest in peace. Let's leave it with that right now. And I know you guys watched the Super Bowl. And I know it's a little bit delayed at this point. It's a little bit far into the month for this, but that halftime show, man.
I didn't even watch it.
You know what?
I didn't even really think it was that big of a deal until everybody was like, "Oh my god, that was awful." I'm like, "Really?"
I was out buying cigars.
I saw something online that said, I think it's from the newspaper, the local newspaper, and it said, "Oh, Twitter rages against this." Well, fucking Twitter rages against everything. Exactly. Like, how does that's not a fucking headline.
Twitter has been triggered.
Fucking clickbait. No, I'm not paying 99 cents a month for your bullshit. No.
The funny part is I'm always out of free articles with the local newspaper.
That's what triggers me.
I'm like, it's February 1st. I should be new. Why am I already out?
You're supposed to delete your history and all your cookies and stuff. Once you do that, but it's gotta be. You gotta get the history though.
Gotta get the history.
Yeah, you gotta delete the history.
Gotta delete the history.
What are you trying to hide?
Should know how to do
that. A lot.
You should know how to do that. But that's what it was. Who cares?
I noticed it was old white guys that were complaining about it. I'm like, really?
Well, those are the ones that need to delete that history.
You had two camps. You had the camp that was like, oh my God, this is racy. She looks like a stripper on a pole. Then he had the other ones who were like, Orale, Latino gang. Bad Bunny's on and shit, ho. Come on, dude.
Like, I saw a lot of them goes, Shakira's 40. And J-Lo's 53. He goes, and they still look good for their age. Who cares?
Yeah. No, wasn't I the only one in the house that was like, that's Bad Bunny? And no one knew who he even was.
Yeah, I think so.
What's Bad Bunny?
Bad Bunny's an artist, dude. He's reggaeton.
Oh.
Reggaeton.
Yeah.
That's who the other guy was.
Our youngest cousin. He's just like, I don't even know who that is.
No, I wouldn't have picked up
Bella
on it.
doesn't listen to that kind of music.
Sure.
So she's like...
She doesn't care.
She doesn't care.
I would be sitting with her.
Okay, my biggest gripe, they had Bad Bunny. They didn't have Pitbull.
Yeah, no.
He did. Didn't he do like one of the pre-shows, or he did like?
Yeah.
Did he do?
He was there. He was in.
Yeah, he was there.
But he should have been in that halftime show, man.
Yeah,
fucking Pitbull.
Yeah,
and it's Miami.
That I do know. I do know that he was there before.
Well, my sister-in-law was saying that she wanted Juanes and Jaguares there.
Wow.
And Maná, I'm like,
Santana, man.
I'd be happy with Osomatli.
Next year, Sos Tigres.
That would have went over well.
If it's in
LA,
LA,
not Miami. It had to be a certain thing in Miami because Miami's very distinctly Cuban.
Mm-hmm.
They should have had 2 Live Crew there.
Yeah.
So 2022 is Los Tigres?
Yeah.
What is it, SoFi?
Yeah, it should be.
And SoFi isn't where the Rams and Chargers are going to play because a lot of us don't remember what that's called yet.
No, I had to ask him that day. I was like, SoFi. And I was like, Guns N' Roses is going to play there now.
All right, guys. You guys want to take a break?
Yeah.
Well, we're here 5 minutes.
We'll take a pause in the action for some music.
All right. Yeah. That will do.
There you go.
To the slain, sits at the mirror, wants the presence everything to him. Is it good today, or is he evil? In a violent Christ, still words of madness. It can go either way, you never know. You get you through the sea, and that's how he likes it. With all the guns going up, who can say no to the guy walked out? Who fucking next? Lucky's playing tricks again. Lucky's playing tricks again. Lucky's playing tricks again. Lucky's playing tricks again.
All right, so today we're doing our beer share, and it is Founder's Canadian Breakfast Stout. It's an imperial stout brewed with chocolate and coffee, aged in maple syrup bourbon barrels.
Ooh, this is a heavy-duty beer. That's why we're doing it early. What was the ABV on that one, X?
11 point something.
Damn, that's a little bottle. That's a stout little bottle.
It's a regular 12-ounce bottle. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Now, this is the last release. They're not going to make the Founder's Canadian Breakfast Stout anymore.
Oh, really?
So that's why I wanted to make sure that I got some and that we're able to share it on the podcast.
What's up with that?
They decided, all the good things must come to an end, like Chino Valley Brewery.
Pour some out for that.
Where is this brewery from?
This is actually, I believe, in Michigan. And they do the Two-Hearted Ale. They do the they do a breakfast stout, and they just have some fantastic beers.
You know, even their lager, the solid gold lager, is really good. And you can get that like the tall cans at Stater Brothers 2 for $5 or something like that.
Wow. Okay, that was going to be my next question. Is where can you find their stuff at?
Usually, like El Cerrito will carry it.
Okay.
But you can find like more of their like common stuff over at like any good like liquor store or grocery store.
Oh, gotcha.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Now, the last breakfast stout, didn't we have snickerdoodles with it?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They pair well with it.
Last time Christine made like fresh, like damn near straight out of the oven, right to the table, snickerdoodles. And we had them with the breakfast stout.
Oh, this is good.
This is good. So, speaking of beers, I did get a chance to visit Grey Wolf Brewing, opened up in Norco.
Oh, damn. How was that?
So,
Is that the one that took over from those?
they took over Sons of Liberty.
The Nationalists?
They took over from Sons of Liberty. Open it up, man. The first thing we notice when you walk in, it's bright. Because I don't know if you ever went to the old one.
No, I didn't, because I heard some...
It was very...
Let's just say I heard some stories.
It was very pub-esque. And you know what? I went in and I never had a problem because the guys are cool. And over the years, it changed. As they changed brewers, it got, it wasn't quite as, I'm afraid to be in here.
Yeah.
But it was always dark, very pub-like, very mead house in terms of the whole idea of Sons of Liberty.
Mm-hmm.
First thing you notice, you walk in, big bright lights. He cleared up the walls so you can see into the mixing room and all that stuff. So really, really big difference in that. He's doing some good stuff right now. He's for a guy who's just getting off his feet in terms of brewing on this large scale. He's been a home brewer for about 8 years.
What's it called? Grey Wolf?
Grey Wolf.
That's kind of a cool name.
Grey Wolf. The idea is that gray wolves bring balance in nature in terms of things. So he tries to put balance in his beer and things like that. He's got a nice selection right now. It's not all IPAs and pales and things like that. He's got a brown. He's got a red. He's got a blonde. A little bit of everything going on. So definitely worth checking out. So shout out to Grey Wolf.
And it's right across from the Derby Room.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
So you can go celebrate your new driver's license because it's right next to the DMV.
Well, not wait, hold on.
Wolf
Let's make it clear. That needs to be after.
I would hope so. I would hope so.
So after you get your DUI cleared, you can go to celebrate.
Yeah. And after you get your license, then you can go drink.
We do not condone drinking and driving.
Nor texting. No. But reading lyrics on iTunes is different.
Hey, so do you see what's coming back?
It's all kinds of stuff coming back. Man.
May 22nd,
Ooh.
my Spike and Mike Sick and Twisted Animation Festival.
Gotcha.
Along with Animation Outlaws, which is a double feature where they're going to do a documentary about the history of Spike and Mike and like when it started in Riverside and how it got like international, how they debuted a lot of stuff like South Park and Beavis and Butthead and all that cool shit.
Yeah. Shout out to Patrick and the Hey Riverside guys. I know they're so
Passionate
about it, and they're the ones that are the driving force between bringing this back.
Yeah, I mean, I know they were in the documentary, but they were the first ones to bring it. I mean, it hadn't been gone for like about 5 to 10 years that I want to say.
At the very least.
Yeah, it's been gone. It's been out for a while.
But they brought it back, and they brought it back to Riverside, and good for them. And those guys have such a passion for their city of Riverside that everybody think like, yeah, it's just Riverside. That's like the meth capital.
But they cover everything, man. They literally are on the pulse of what's going on and giving you every single event that you could possibly imagine and letting you know what's out there. And that I'm grateful because there's several events I've gone to because of that. They even recently sat down and had a chat with Congressman Takano.
Oh yeah,
He came in and they did a podcast where they were talking, and that's awesome, man.
that's actually really cool. Well, he's very accessible though.
He is.
Because he's
Compared
been
to Calvert.
Fuck that guy.
Oh, heck yeah.
And I'll say that on this podcast. Fuck that guy. I don't even give a shit.
As we recorded in 42.
Yeah. Takano has been at the school, as has Sabrina Cervantes. And I'm not talking about because they're Democrats. There's nothing to do with it. Just as people, they're very approachable, both of them.
You know who else, too, is actually Richard Roth.
Yes, we actually went to his office when we were in
Yeah.
Sacramento, and he wasn't there, but their aides were very nice to us and showed us around and kind of told him a little bit about what he does there and what they do in the office and stuff.
I actually got pictures of both of them recently, and I'm like, I was a little bit nervous actually meeting Takano. Kind of celebrity status wise in my mind, man. After living in Calvert's district for so long and living in Takano's district now, me like, this guy gets it. It kind of was. It was kind of like, hello, sir.
He specifically wanted to come talk to the kids that were dreamers
Nice.
when everything went down after 45 was elected, which I thought was kind of neat that he actually took the time that, okay, I'm coming from Washington, and he actually at one point in session name dropped our school.
Did anybody see the Super Bowl trailer?
For Marvel, yeah, dude, it was cool. They're going to have Falcon Winter Soldier, WandaVision, and what's the other one? It's on the tip of my tongue. That there's 3 series that they're doing.
What If is the only
Oh, What If? No, there's
But
another
that's
one.
not it, right?
No.
He said Winter Soldier,
Falcon.
That's
Black
Widow.
Widow.
And Loki.
The Loki
Loki.
one. That's
Loki. So
Black Widow was the
WandaVision,
film.
it's weird. It has like them in different type of sitcoms. Like you see them like Brady Bunch style. You see them black and white, Leave It to Beaver style. You see them like kind of like a 90s sitcom style. So this is interesting. Maybe we'll be playing around with the multiverse. Falcon Winter Soldier looked like it can be an espionage one, and Loki, they didn't have too much on it, just other than the title. I'm very excited.
That's going to be an interesting one series, though, because it's supposed to be the Loki from before he had the resolution with Thor in the timeline that got pulled through with the whole Endgame, we're going back 5 years type thing.
Yeah.
And he snuck out before the end of the battle. So he's still a mischief maker.
Okay.
So it's going to be very much like almost like an anti-hero type thing.
Yeah, but with Loki and being a god like that, you could play around with the timeline. You could do it back like when he was being worshipped by Vikings as being a mischief maker.
Right.
So I think WandaVision's going to come out first. Then scratch that. Winter Soldier, Falcon's going to come out first, and then there's going to be a slight delay. Then it's going to be WandaVision coming out, and then there's going to be a gap for that. And I think they're going to run around the same time as The Mandalorian, and then Loki will be coming out after that.
Yeah. So is WandaVision going to be hitting about the same time as Multiverse of Madness?
I want to say yes, but I don't stop and look at the things because things change like weekly.
Yeah.
And then like there's this whole timeline. I'm just like, okay, it's gonna come out this week. I know I'm gonna watch Disney Plus this week. Okay, this movie's coming out. I have to go see it within the next month.
Yeah.
That's what my timeline works as.
I've heard there's supposed to be some connection to that. I don't know how reliable that is or what, but that there's supposed to be some kind of sort of connection to the WandaVision and the Multiverse of Madness. So
I wouldn't doubt it at all. Yeah. Everything is very thought out and in depth. Wouldn't doubt that at all.
Did you see who's directing Multiverse of Madness?
Sam Raimi. Hail to the king, baby.
Are we gonna get a bone saw?
Oh yeah, we're gonna have fucking whatchamacallit, Bruce Campbell come in.
Of course, we're gonna have Bruce Campbell come in.
And that old like a '68 Oldsmobile. So Sam Raimi's gonna do the Doctor Strange too. If you're not following what we're talking about, and they filed a director. I originally had all like this news on that, but like, nah, fuck it. This is Sam Raimi's gonna direct this fucking movie, dude. And he's the one who can get it done. He knows how to do like the horror with comedy, and he's done it so well with the Evil Dead films.
And he's not new to the comic movie verse.
No, and he's a comic book fan.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
So
I mean,
you're gonna get a
did,
fan. A fan
Yeah.
is going to do.
Well, you had Sam Raimi. He did the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans.
Oh, okay.
And with
Yeah,
the
that's right.
And with the exception of 3, and 3 wasn't even that horrible. It was just emo Spider-Man that was annoying.
Sure.
It was better than the Amazing Spider-Man.
I agree.
Yeah.
No, I liked Andrew Garfield too.
He brought a different take to it, but
yeah.
this new one is just awesome, though.
In terms of the most accurate Peter Parker, I do like the most recent Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of the story-wise, I think, Tobey Maguire and Sam Raimi did a really good job with one. That was a really good classic origin story. And Spider-Man 2, I thought would have been a perfect J. Mike Straczynski story. The more modern Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't had a chance to watch Dracula. I know you guys have been watching a little bit, right?
I saw the first episode. Did you watch the whole thing, Alex?
I watched the whole thing. Dan, did you watch the whole thing?
No, I haven't. I've been meaning to.
What did you think?
It is very long.
That's what I heard.
Okay, it's very long.
I heard it started strong and then just tapered and just.
It does taper quite a bit. It does get a little bit better in, like, towards the final episodes, where I think there's only 3, but they're like an hour and a half long.
Yeah.
The end of the second or the third one is a lot better, but like it is very long. It's very similar to what the book is, because the book is
The book's slow moving.
Yeah, slow moving gothic horror where it's told by different point of views. This is done that way. I watched it, and it's like one of those things that's like, it's like watching The Irishman. You have to invest time into watching it.
Yes.
Nice.
So
I was into the first like hour. Well, I was into the whole thing, the first episode, and then I started talking to people about it at the shop, and then I would hear that people watched all 3, and they're like, "It got terrible at the end." It just
so. How familiar are you with the Bram Stoker's Dracula?
I'm not familiar
versus like the Universal one.
They're
very
different. But that's all I know. I'm not familiar with
or even the Peter Cushing, like the
Hammer
horror
films.
Yeah,
I'm not familiar with those ones.
Okay. So
just the old one.
They are that's so iconic because of the imagery and iconography of all that big word you like that. But the Bram Stoker one and the Hammer one are more like what the actual book is rather than that. And it's slow moving at times because it is the gothic horror thing. Frankenstein, we have 2 Frankenstein movies, the Universal ones. That should technically be all one movie, is what it should actually be. But they split it up. So I don't know. I think I'll still watch it, even though it is that, but because I know like it is a slow moving thing.
Yeah.
You're used to vampires now being all, fast paced and moving quick and shining like diamonds.
Sparkly.
Yeah, this one's a lot.
Sparkly.
This one is a lot more thought out. It's a lot more dialogue driven.
But like the BBC does. That's
yeah,
what
yeah,
it does. Like,
yeah.
Like
Sherlock.
Yeah, like Sherlock
and I think this is done by the showrunners for Sherlock.
Yeah,
too.
it's is
it Moffat?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it is.
I'll watch the rest of it.
I mean, if you've already invested that hour and a half, to invest another 3 hours it is definitely worth it.
I'll throw this in real fast. Are you guys familiar with Hunters from Amazon Prime?
I just started that one today.
I watched the first
just heard
episode
about
last
it, yeah.
night. I watched the first one last night. It's good.
It's good. That one is about this young Jewish guy whose grandmother gets killed, and like he's trying to figure out like, well, nobody's doing shit about my grandmother dying. I go, who the fuck killed her? And it doesn't give too much away because you kind of figure it out from the trailer, but his grandmother was in a group of people who were killing Nazis. Like people who escaped punishment, they'd go out and kill them. So like you see these people like, and you see all these other people like, okay, this is so and so, this is so and so.
They're living among us.
They're living among us. So we got to get rid of these people.
Yeah, it's crazy because there are people that like you wouldn't think, or maybe like the old man. It's like, oh, you hear his voice. Oh yeah, he's German. They're American. They're pretty much trying to be Americans now.
Yeah.
So the it's not strong there, but man, even when they get angry, yeah. You can
Hey, let me ask you a question about since we're talking about Amazon Prime and watching stuff. How do you watch it?
Chromecast.
You just get Chromecast
off of my phone.
Okay.
I have Apple
like,
TV, and that's what I use.
Okay.
What do you use? Or do you use?
No, you know
anything?
what I was thinking. I never
Just
really
get a Roku,
never use Amazon Prime.
Do you
all
use?
that much.
What do you? Which?
Well, I have a smart TV.
You have a smart TV. You should be able to just stream it right to your
Yeah,
smart
you
TV.
should be able to.
Okay.
Or worst comes worst, get a Roku.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just wondering.
Or Fire Stick.
Because I was
Won't be
thinking,
already
you
been
said
on.
I don't really watch a lot on Amazon Prime. I know there's some stuff out there.
There's a lot of stuff on Amazon
but
Prime.
I just I haven't done it because I don't have a they don't have a mobile app or anything.
I heard they're
they
trying to
do.
even get their
Do they
own
have one
network
for Amazon Prime?
channel or something. They're trying to get their own network channel.
Well, here's what they're trying to do. I have it set up for later on for wrestling, but we might as well just talk about it now since we're talking about Amazon Prime. They want to stream WWE through there.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually Jeff Bezos wants to buy WWE.
That's crazy.
Which is fucking...
Lord knows he's got the money since he
Yeah.
donated like $10 trillion or
$10 billion to the fight
to
for
fight,
green...
climate change.
I want him to fight poverty with that $10 billion and give it to
Yeah,
employees.
AOC was giving him shit for that too. It's like, God damn this chick.
He was getting shit for his ex-wife too.
And that's funny that Amazon wants to buy it because they're WWE's in negotiations right now with ESPN Plus to do their pay-per-views.
Oh, yeah,
They
yeah.
want to take them off of the network
Mm-hmm.
and put them back in a pay-per-view buys.
Yeah, I think I would drop it at that. Honestly,
Yeah, I might too.
because I'm like, that's the whole reason I have it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so with Hunters, also the old Jewish lady the old lady that dies in the shower,
Mm-hmm.
she worked for NASA.
Mhm.
There has always been things that there has been members of NASA that the government extracted from Nazi Germany,
Mm-hmm.
and they put them in those. NASA protected them, kind of waived all their stuff, kind of gave them forgiveness, ignored their war crimes so they could get to the moon and beat the Soviets.
Right,
I
yeah.
100%
So
believe that.
yeah,
Yeah.
so this is so that was kind of following that narrative and that historical.
Yeah, it's
So
yeah, it was cool when she said, "Well, I'm going to NASA in the morning."
Yeah.
or whatever. I looked
like,
at Chris. I was like,
yeah.
"Oh yeah, this is okay." I like where the direction they're going with all of this.
Let's totally flip the script because the next thing on the list here leads into something else. But I'm going to throw in a review here.
Oh,
I know something we trashed before, but I actually saw Sonic the Hedgehog.
I want to see it. It
I
looks good.
actually
I
watched
remember you
Sonic the
saw.
Hedgehog.
Yeah, I
It made
saw.
good money, man.
So, okay, so I know we talked about this before about how bad Sonic looked, and it went back to the drawing board and stuff. So I had honestly forgotten about it entirely. So my son's into Sonic the
I was
Hedgehog.
gonna say, man,
So-
you
Oh, is he
Halloween-
like playing the games?
Yeah, he's
they're
playing the
fun.
So
They are.
at Halloween, he asked me, "What do you want me for Halloween, man? I want to be Sonic the Hedgehog." So I got a Sonic the Hedgehog costume, right? And we get it, and he's like, "Dad, yeah, this is from the movie." Okay, I'm not really seeing the movie actually hadn't come out yet, and,
Yeah.
and actually ended up getting delayed.
Oh, he
And
wanted
was
the
like,
video game.
Yeah,
version.
he's like, everybody knows movie Sonic Head sucks. And I was like, all right, little man, like we're getting something else then. So I ended up getting him a different costume. Forgot all about it. Next thing I know, we're watching a commercial. He's like, Dad, yeah, I want to go see the Sonic movie. And I was like, is that the same movie?
Did you
Like,
say it sucked?
yeah, that's kind of what I said. So I asked, I asked Rob. I was like, hey, did that movie ever come out? He's like, no. Remember they took it back and they were going to redo Sonic. And I was like, okay, because the commercials I saw were like, it doesn't look like what we had talked
Yeah.
about. So, I guess they redone it. Okay. So I went and saw it. It's damn good. It's predictable, but it's a funny movie.
Yeah.
All right, it was an actually enjoyable. I'm there thinking like, okay, because I invited Rob too. I was like, well, Sonic, so just come with us. Like, what the hell? It's $5. So we went and get the popcorn and all that. And I'm thinking like, all right, I'm gonna sit through this movie and just whatever. The boy wants to see it.
and he never wants to go to the movies.
He never asked me to go to the
Yeah,
movies.
exactly.
So I sat there and we were watching. I'm laughing. And I'm like, damn, this is actually like a really funny movie. Jim Carrey is really good in it. Cyclops James Marsden's really good in it. Like the Sonic character itself was actually pretty good. I was like, yeah, oh, that's cool.
Who is
walked
the
away.
voice of Sonic?
I want to
Um,
say, is it Ben Schwartz?
Yeah, I think it is. You know who's in that movie? Who plays is a bit role. It's the one that the trooper that punched the baby. He punched Baby Yoda. The one that punched Baby Yoda is in that movie.
Jason Sudeikis.
Yeah, Jay. That's who he's in the movie, dude. He plays a cop.
Well, I'm glad they were able to go back to the drawing board, fix some things in there, and make it a fun movie.
It was the #1 movie over the
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah, it was Ben Schwartz.
Yeah, it was really good. So I actually, never an award-winning movie, anything like that. But hey, you want a movie that's just gonna make you laugh and is based on a property that most of you probably know because you played it growing up? It's Sonic the Hedgehog.
Did your
man.
son like
That's
it?
cool.
It's a solid B, dude.
Did your son like it?
Oh yeah, he walked away. Gotta go fast. Gotta go fast. I was like, all right.
Did he ask
It
if
has
you-
bro, it has the little rings, and then I don't know if you want to spoiler.
Yeah.
You want a spoiler? Did anybody
Yeah,
care?
I don't care.
Okay, the double-tailed fox comes out at the end, and the crowd there was like a dozen people watching the theater because it's like 9 a.m. on a Sunday, but a dozen people were in there. Yeah, man. I was like, I never played these games. Who's that? But you're all excited.
Tails.
Okay. Yeah, it's Tails. So everybody was really excited.
No
It was
Knuckles?
pretty cool. No, I don't know, man. So it leaves it
red
open.
hedgehog?
Yeah, it totally leaves it open for a sequel, and it looks like it was pretty good. Like Jim Carrey, and he's hit or miss sometimes. Jim Carrey's hit or miss sometimes, but this was good. He did good in his role. So
Nice. I'll have to go check it out. Or at least wait for it to go out on Netflix or something.
Streaming.
Now, me personally, I always like things from the vampire's point of view. Like what we do in the shadows.
Yeah.
It is a comedy, right?
It is.
Okay,
It's
so
a-
what I
it's a
thought
dark-
it was.
it's a very
Yeah.
dark comedy,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay. I don't know. I had a doubt.
Have you seen?
I have seen
the
it.
movie.
I've seen. No, I saw this. Heard about the movie. Saw the TV show.
The TV show is hilarious,
The-
but I mean, it's
the movie's even
It's
funnier.
Taki Waititi or whatever.
Yeah, it's
it's great.
Yeah.
So Mark Hamill kids will appear. So the Jedi Master himself, Luke Skywalker, will be a vampire now. And this is not his first foray into vampire films. He was in a Dracula AD, I believe is the name of it. Came out in the 70s, which is when he played Dracula. And I don't remember watching him. I remember brother used to watch on those Channel 13 movies. Remember, like on 8 o'clock on Channel 13, they show movies, and sometimes it'd be really good movies. Sometimes it'd be really poor movies.
That's when you'd watch like Short Circuit or
Oh, geez.
or Earth Girls Are Easy. Or
Earth
something
Girls
like
Are Easy. I
that.
remember like Private Lessons would be on there. I remember like every once in a while they throw Shaka Zulu.
You know what they used to show on that Cheech and Chong's next movie?
Yes, Cheech and Chong's next movie.
Where it was diamonds?
Yes. And it was my friends all, diamonds don't grow in a field.
They taught us how to fly, man. Look. No, so that's gonna be cool, man. I'm gonna love. Mark Hamill's gonna be perfect for that show because it's such a witty, goofy show that they'll
And
He'll
he's
fit in
also
just
doing
right.
a voice for the new Master of the Universe series by Kevin Smith.
Is he gonna be
that
Skeletor.
was an all-star cast. That
Yeah.
was,
This is gonna be Skeletor.
Yep, that's gonna be awesome.
Henry Rollins is going to be in there.
Oh, dang, I haven't heard about that. at all.
Yeah. I mean, I just didn't put it on there because like I forgot about it.
Oh,
But like,
yeah,
yeah,
that's
it's going to be
fine.
like a heavy, like all-star cast on there.
That's gonna be awesome.
So I'm just glad. Like my dad's all, when Star Wars came out, I always thought like Mark Hamill was going to be this huge star, and that Harrison Ford would just like go by the wayside. But like it turned out the other way around. But like Mark Hamill's always kept busy.
He has. But you know what? I'm kind of excited. I'm curious to watch Call of the Wild with Harrison Ford.
That just came out this week,
It
right?
came out this week, I believe. He gets to play a grizzled old man. Man, I'm excited for that.
That's what he is.
Yeah.
wasn't there a stupid theory about connecting that to Star Wars?
That what?
That I can't remember what it was, man.
Seems
Call
like
of
it'd be
the
more
Wild?
connected to like Indiana Jones.
No, there was some like crazy. It wasn't a theory, but it was someone being stupid. But
Yeah.
it was something funny.
Everybody knows that Indiana Jones is Han Solo's Carbonite dream.
Yeah, but no, this was something. I can't remember what it was. I wish I could give better, but like I said, I can cut that out.
It's the Antichrystal skull. Is it time for a break?
Yeah, we'll take a break and then we'll get into Dan's experience at Disneyland.
Ooh.
The land. You didn't catch on fire though, right?
No, it wasn't. On
God, I'm burning.
We don't need the water.
Bring
Yeah, we need water.
money.
All right, man. This last week, I didn't go to work, so I got up at.
Why
5.
did you not go to work, sir? Sir?
I was off.
Sir.
I was off.
You were
on
off.
vacation. Yeah, but I used one of those vacation days to still wake up at 5 a.m. to be on the road by 6 a.m.
Oh, God.
with my brother to cross the Orange County line
Why?
That's your
to
fault.
go turn into the Toy Story parking lot and walk right on a bus past like 2 or 3 people in security
Suckers.
to maybe 5-10 minutes in line in the Esplanade to get inside of Disneyland before 8 a.m. so I could get a boarding group for Rise of the
So
Resistance.
you could
and
run
I
your
did.
ass to the rope drop.
It didn't have to go up by the rope drop, man. So if you want to know how to do it, I'll tell you how to do it.
No,
Dude.
because then everybody's gonna be doing
Yeah,
it.
Dude,
so-
I've
Tell
already
me off air.
I've already had people tell me how they couldn't get in. I'm like, oh, dude, what time did you go? 9 in the morning.
Nope,
Yeah,
it's
you're
too
doing
late.
it all wrong.
Too
You're
late.
doing it all
So, I
wrong.
won't tell you how I did it inside, but you have to be inside before 8 o'clock. You have to be inside before 8 o'clock because once 8 o'clock comes is when the app opens and refreshes for you to get a boarding group. So once you do, you get a board. So let me give you the experience. So we got in for all that. I told you, we turned in to the Toy Story parking lot. Didn't have a problem parking. Walked right on a bus. Everybody on the bus was doing the same damn thing. That's what everybody there was doing.
Refresh.
'Cause it's-
Refresh.
No. They're going in to try to get the thing because
Yeah.
it's 7:15 in the morning. Knowing we'll get in, we need to be in the park before 8 o'clock. Got into the park. I knew where I was going to go to get my spot because you got to have reception. So I was like, okay, I know where I'm going. Here's what I'm going to do. Okay, so
You found the tower that we're not going to discuss.
yeah. So was there, got it at like right 7:59. Hush over the crowd. 8 o'clock in like 20 seconds. Yeah, I just like rise on Main Street, dude. All these people are just like, yeah, just got it. Look at my thing, boarding pass 43. I was like, okay. So the way that it works is they kind of say, hey, if you get up to like 80, you're pretty good for the day. That you are pretty good for the day. That you're
Right.
you're probably gonna get on. Okay. So trying to figure out, all right, 43, that's
The
they
middle.
Take all day.
Midday.
Lunchtime, 12, 1, 2 o'clock. Okay, can handle that. We can do that. We can hang around Disneyland for the day and, do a bunch of crap. So we did. We ended up, going and getting a cup of coffee because it's so early, a little morning snack, and then just get on the rides. Can I actually say that the park actually was pretty dead? There
Wow.
wasn't many people there. I think
What day was
I
this?
it was a Wednesday.
Okay.
I got a fast pass for Space Mountain, but it was only like 10-minute wait,
Oh.
like to begin with anyway. So we did a bunch of stuff, including eating lunch and all that kind of stuff. The boarding group are supposed to start loading about an hour after the park opens.
Mhm.
So this is what I found out. So let me take you back a week before that, the Saturday before that. So I was there the Saturday before that with Diggs. What's up, man? And with his buddy and my kids and Rob, and it was like 6 of us. So we're there, and I happened to notice on the app that boarding groups were done for the day. Now they go about as high as 140, but those are all backup. Anything from 80 to 140 is backup. You may get on.
Right.
Okay, so I noticed it was like after 9, boarding groups are done for the day. So I'm wondering, do they have it just? Can I just walk on? Can just get in line. So took a cruise over there. The answer to that is no.
Okay.
No. Apparently this thing requires 12 hours of maintenance. Is what it requires. So by 9 o'clock, you're done for the day.
Oh
It
shit!
is
So
not-
it's
it's
not
not-
even operating.
It's not operating.
So they close it for 12 hours so they can maintain it
they
for the
can
next
maintain
day.
it for the next day. Yeah. So that apparently until they work out, hey, is this something that's going to have to always be done? 9 o'clock, this ride is closed. So even at some point, because it's going to open just in general.
Wait,
if you're waiting
9
line.
at
9 at
9
night.
p.m.
9
Okay.
at night, it's done. The ride
Okay.
is done at 9 at night.
Okay.
So that's actually what happens. So we will see going into the future if it's always going to be like that, or if that's going to change as they figure out how to do the maintenance a little quicker. Or we can change this up so we don't have to do that kind
Gotcha.
of maintenance.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's what it is right now. By 12 hours of maintenance, by 9 at night is done. 9 o'clock the next morning is when they start doing the boarding groups again.
Crazy.
So yeah, it is kind of weird. So we got called back. You could see the boarding groups on the app. So as you go through, we see their loading stuff. Okay, we're getting close. So by the time they got up to a group of about like 38, Rob and I were like, "Hey, let's go hang out in Galaxy's Edge. We'll just shop around, see what's going on, just kind of hang out, see what's going on." So we did. They have outside the actual ride itself a thing now, boarding groups, and they give you the group numbers that are boarding.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be like 25 to 42 or whatever it is. So then it'll flash now boarding group this. Okay, so once we got called, you get a notification on the app, and then we of course were outside it. So we said now boarding group 43. Okay, so we walk on. Just like you get a fast pass on your phone, this is how it works for you to get on the ride. You have to go and get it scanned. So they scanned mine, they scanned his. So super important for anybody that goes later, you have to have your tickets linked in the app if you guys want to ride on the same time.
Okay.
You have to have them linked because like that allowed both Rob and I to try to get one first of all. He just happened to get his first, so I was able to use his. So at some point we'll probably take my daughter and my son too. They can try it too. And we've got 4 chances to get one. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's kind of how it works. So the scanner thing let us in. It's a huge line. The guy I've heard, and I think I've told you this, that they have enough of a line of a queue in there that you can easily hold a couple hours worth of people.
Yeah,
in the
minimum minimum 4, but I actually think it's longer than that.
Yeah, it's a super long line. But we didn't even use a big chunk of it.
Oh, that's
it
good.
wasn't necessary. Like I only waited like maybe 10 or 15 minutes in line once I
Dude,
actually
now
got
could you
scanned.
imagine it's actually normally full?
Yeah.
Yeah, what it would be.
Yeah.
'Cause it would totally probably be pretty full for the most part. But no, once with a boarding pass, it's like maybe 10, 15 minutes.
Wow.
So
Dang.
we go through, and there is a little miniature waterfall in there, and then it's set up inside. So you've seen it from outside.
Yeah.
It looks like a cave, right? So what you're doing is like it's very reminiscent of like, let's say Hoth, when you go in the cave and it's turned into a base. So all the lights are actual lights, but they're ran. You can see the conduit on the walls and stuff because it looks like, okay, we just set this up as an underground base. So you go through the line, and that's all pretty cool. You get to see cages of flight suits and like weapons and stuff like that. Like all that's cool. That's in the line. Okay, so once you kind of get up to where it's like, okay, this is where the ride actually starts, because the ride itself is about 15 minutes long. It's a long ride.
Yeah.
Which is freaking actually super cool. So they hover you into a room. Okay, how many in your group? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, once they get 20 in a group or whatever it is. Okay, wait right here. Okay, you do. So then the double doors open from this cave, and you walk into another room. And how much spoilers do you want? You want it?
Give it to me.
I've already seen the YouTube, so
Okay, you good?
Go ahead.
Okay. So you go in this room, and that's where you see BB-8, an animatronic BB-8,
Oh,
going
cool.
back and forth doing some stuff, and then a hologram of Rey appears up above you, and she says, "Okay, you needed to do this mission for the First Order, or not, for the Resistance, blah 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 blah, whatever she says." Then it cuts to the screens where it says, "Poe Dameron and this commander are going to be in charge of you." So they pop on the screen, tell you some stuff. I'm like, "Okay, you ready to board? Okay, let's go." So then the doors on the other side open, and now you're outside again. So you're outside, you see a big TIE fighter on one side and a cargo ship that you're going to get in, which is where you're going to start your mission. So and they're huge. It's like full-size things.
Wow.
Okay, so the doors open for the cargo ship, you get in, and there's an animatronic captain there, Admiral Akbar. What do you call those? What's the name of that?
Mon Calamari.
Mon Calamari. Mon Calamari there. Okay, this is what's going on. We're doing this.
Calamari.
Okay, cool. So like, okay, hold tight. So the doors close again, and this thing, it's like Star Tours. The whole damn thing moves.
Mm-hmm.
So what ends up happening is you're flying through space trying to get your mission. You're spotted by a First Order ship. Then you're pulled in by their tractor beam. The whole time you're trying to get away, so the thing's actually moving like Star Tours.
Mm-hmm.
Legitimately, you're standing up. You have to hold on to something because you're like, oh damn, dude, like I'm actually moving.
Oh, wow.
Like, so okay. So it goes on. Oh no, they got us. Okay, remain calm. Blah, 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 do this, but okay, shuts off. Doors open again. The same doors you came in. All of a sudden, First Order, not a guard.
General officer.
Yeah, like an officer. First Order officer comes in. You are now, part, this prisoners of the First Order. Everybody off the ship now. And I'm like, wait a minute. That's the door we just came in, and we were outside. Now this guy just boarded and told us to get out, and we're inside. What the hell just happened? It turned. It's on a track. I actually looked up a diagram of this. The whole damn thing moved. Like we went in a circle. So now we're in a total different part. So that's if you've seen pictures of people on the ride with all the stormtroopers in the back and it looks like one of the windows on a Star Destroyer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's where that's at. Is when you get off, when they take you off. And they're like in character, get out now. Like they're like yelling at you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so you go and get in line. Stand over there to be, processed. Okay, so you go over in the line. Everybody's taking pictures with the stormtroopers in the background and stuff, which is super cool.
Now, are those animatronics or are they just standing
No,
still?
they're just standing still.
Okay.
It's like the thing we saw. Did you go to D20? Celebration, I think, had one display that had a ton of stormtroopers.
Yeah, but it was like there were miniatures.
They were
but yeah,
miniatures,
yeah.
right? But yeah, these are like full size.
Okay.
That's what it's like. Okay, so you get off and you just stand in line and you get processed. Once you get to the front, they ask you how many are in your group, kind of thing. Okay, tell them this many. Okay, go stand on this color. Okay, so you go stand in that color. How many here? 2. Go stand on that color. And they're still
Yeah.
being kind of demeaning at you. So you go stand on the color, and then that's where you get processed, and it looks like you're going to go into a cell block. So, okay, door opens for the cell block. Green and red into the cell block. Okay. So you go into the cell block, and then you wait there. You wait to be processed, and all of a sudden you see a door on the side. It's obvious it's a door, but all of a sudden you see something cut through it. Like all this is like, what do you call that? Digital mapping. It's all freaking digital mapping, dude. It's freaking super cool. So all of a sudden you see this thing be cut. It pulls away and opens, and there's another cast member there who's like, "Hey guys, I'm with the Resistance. Come with us." That's how they board you out to go get on the actual vehicle.
Oh, crazy!
Wow.
It's all part of the freaking show, dude. I was like, oh shit. Okay, so I ended up in the front row with Rob right behind the astromech. So like, and it's turning and looking at us and popping up and down and stuff. And they got, we go through the seatbelt check and all that. Right. And he's like, okay, guys, do this, blah blah blah. And then you see your way out. Well, hopefully, we'll see you rendezvous here. Okay. So you get going on the thing, and then it goes to the actual ride. So the actual storyline is you trying to escape from a Star Destroyer.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Is what you're actually trying to do. So as it goes through, the ride is all parts Star Tours, which I just told you because it shakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy, because they use screens, like high-def screens, to actually show characters and interact with them.
Yeah.
And Indiana Jones, because of the way the track runs. And it also does have a drop. So you go through, you see there's a scene that has a bunch of laser beams that are shooting across the room, and the thing's trying to go around. The trackless system, by the way, trying to avoid these things. At one point, you go into where the AT-ATs are stored, and a freaking huge, like, life-size AT-AT is in there that I gave a visible, like, oh my God. And the guy next to me was like, oh my God, man, can you believe that? No. So there's a drop, too, from like one floor to the next, because there is 2 floors for this ride.
Now, is there a railing, or you can't see how they're dropping it, or?
No, you go like into a room, and it is supposed to be like an elevator, and it's a lift. Okay, is what it is. So you know what you're doing, but you've got all that kind of stuff, and it's a fantastic mix of both real animatronics and the digital mapping. And then at one point, there's the gun turrets that come through, like you're stuck there. It's like Frogger. The gun turret goes and shoots, and then you kind of move past it to the next one, and it's like. It's freaking so freaking cool, dude. And then, of course, you manage to make it out, and you're back out. You end up back outside again, and that's where you exit the ride and go out and see another huge vehicle, and then whatever. But oh my God, to be 3 rides in one, 15 minutes long, was fantastic. I know I'm missing a bunch of stuff, but I mean, what are you going to do? Right now, it's still at the point where you have to get there when it opens.
Yeah,
because within a few minutes they're gone to do that. But I know. One of my former students who I still talk to, I mean, she's gone with her boyfriend who's been on it maybe 4 or 5 times.
Oh, wow.
They get up early in the morning to go and get their boarding group, and then, we'll head home after lunch or whatever after they get on. But it's still totally worth it if you can get there. I do know one of the ladies that I worked with went last weekend. I think she went on Sunday, and she forgot that I had told her about linking the passes, and she got lucky. It happened to be her mom's birthday, so they went and talked to a cast member about, hey, we all did this, but we kind of didn't know it was supposed to be this, and it's my 70th birthday. They're kind of nice, so the cast members let them all get in the same group.
Yeah,
they kind of did that.
That's good.
That's good to hear. But I know she's a nice lady, and I know at a place like that, being nice over being like, I demand this, is like that's not really going to get you anything. It's
exactly
the being nice kind of thing usually gets you something. So man, right as a 10 out of 10, if you can expect it's completely.
Yeah, you're not going to crank this one to 11.
I should turn it up to 11, man, just because of the stuff. At one point, Kylo Ren's lightsaber comes in, the animatronic. Kylo Ren looks fantastic where he uses the Force to pull you in back and forth. You get to see some of the stuff if you watch the last episode of the Imagineering Story on Disney Plus. The last episode has some stuff that kind of shows you this is what the ride looks like, and it's fantastic. It was totally worth the wait. I will do it again. I don't really want to say it blows Smuggler's Run out of the water, but it does. I like Smuggler's Run, but this is like on a different level, and you can see why it took so long to get this right. And I just hope they get to a point where they can figure out enough how to do the maintenance and all that stuff, so it's quicker and they can get it going a little bit more often. And they cut. I don't mind the system. I think the system is actually it's very fair, in my opinion, because I've talked about this before. I think I've talked about this before. If not, I did on the other podcast that even if you're handicapped. Nothing against them, but you can't. You know how the wheelchair,
wheelchair
the dash system. Yeah, no, everybody has to do the same thing.
Accessible.
It's fully accessible for everybody. Yeah, it doesn't have to do that. You get the boarding group, and then you go and say, okay, now I need to use my pass so I can take the special, entrance in or whatever. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. I think it's very fair. If I'm going to get there early, like I'm going to do it, and it's totally worth it. So, man, it was just 10 out of 10. Blew my mind. Rob and I are like the rest of the day. We're like, anytime anybody asks me about it, I'm just going to smile. I'm just like, would you like the ride? Would you do it again? Yeah, everything.
So,
fantastic ride.
You know what else blew my mind about Star Wars recently? Did you guys look at the leaked concept art for the Colin Trevorrow version of Episode 9?
Yeah, I saw something about it, but I didn't pay too much attention to it.
It was very different, and it would have been curious And people have said the best part about it is it's never been made, so it's always like the what if.
Yeah.
But it similarly went full circle where Rey had a double bladed lightsaber. It was a blue one. They went back to Coruscant, and Coruscant became this focus of the major battle. And similarly, they had to pull everybody together from nothing.
Yeah.
But it was the downtrodden of Coruscant who had been stepped on and crushed by the First Order and these people for forever. That they were the ones that, who was it? Finn helped organize and rise up and fight. And Poe had to go find his grandfather, who was an old rebel, and put these pieces together. And Phasma was back again, and Phasma was executing rebels in the middle of the square. And
oh wow!
It was
now this was when Carrie Fisher was still involved with the film, or is this?
This would have been early, as I don't know how far in the process the concept art was, but yeah, she was still supposed to be in it.
Okay.
At this point, big old craziness. If you haven't gone to look at those pictures, you need to go look at the concept art footage. It's just, Luke was still training Leia as a Force ghost. So it was that far long they knew that Luke was going to be a Force ghost. He was still training Rey.
That's crazy.
So all kinds of it was weird, but at the same time, it's like that would have been really interesting to see. I'm not going to complain about the one we got. I very much liked Rise of Skywalker, but dang, dude, you got to look at that footage if you haven't yet.
Mm-hmm.
It's on the synopsis.
Before we transition out of the Star Wars stuff and probably get ready to take a break here, you went to the Funko Pop store too, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we hold on because we still got more Star Wars stuff?
We do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What did I miss?
So the Obi-Wan series.
Oh yeah.
So, there's been some stuff that rumors. I'm gonna go ahead and call them rumors, but the places where I've been reading about some of this stuff was Overlord DVD on YouTube and Mike Zero on YouTube as well. Or these are where I was watching these videos from, but some of it makes sense. About some of the issues that they've been having with the stuff going to Disney Plus, in particular, the Obi-Wan series. Excuse me. It seems like now Kathleen Kennedy is out from Lucasfilm. So she's like the lady who calls all the shots for Lucas.
Yeah.
So she's the one that's ultimately responsible for Rise of Skywalker, the Han Solo movie,
Everything
Yeah.
post
from
post
Disney
buyout. Yeah.
So to a lot of fans, she's basically ruined Star Wars, even all the way down to killing off Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
Even I guess Michael Eisner's apologized for it. So, it's that bad. So, now all of a sudden here comes Mandalorian, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni from left field. Really, a lot of people were just hoping that it was just going to be good, as opposed to being what it actually was, which is a monster. So because of how everything turned out, now all of a sudden they're giving them creative control over the series. She's not even allowed at the set for Mandalorian season 2. They're not even letting her near it. They're basically ripping away all of her power. She has no say anymore.
They're realizing where the future is.
Yeah.
And you got to remember, Disney is a publicly traded company, and they need to answer to their shareholders.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, your movies did this, but there's still merchandise on the shelves. You can't find any Mandalorian merchandise on shelves, but it's selling out quickly.
Yeah.
You had to throw together basically screen tees to get something out on the market.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. They really.
Wait, who's the one that said they ousted her? I just found this. I found it weird because she's in charge.
Yeah.
Who's above her to say?
That would be Robert Iger,
Iger?
Robert Iger, the head of Disney. or whoever's in charge of the.
Well, yeah, no, I
movies.
know that, but like I know it's not Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah. It would be Iger and
who's just in charge of the films, like the film, like Disney Film Division, which is Marvel, Star Wars, Disney, Pixar.
yeah.
I think that even includes Touchstone and Miramax.
Yeah. It's like I said, rumors, but as a fan who wants to see change, I'll listen. Especially some of this stuff kind of made sense to me because the timelines that they were using were for the Obi-Wan series, because basically she was shutting everything down. She didn't like the script. She wanted to implement her way of doing things. And because of that, that's how the plug got put on hiatus, like we were talking about earlier. But
They're
now
going back and forth. It's on, it's off. It's on, it's off.
Now they're saying there's a possibility Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau are now taking over, as well as even George Lucas, going as far as even bringing in George Lucas too. So
No one wants that.
well, they want
No one wants.
it seems now everyone wants Jon Favreau to basically run everything.
Because
so
what he
Because
did for
Midichlorians?
Marvel
Oh,
and
sorry.
Mandalorian, yeah.
Well, what Jon Favreau has done for Marvel and Disney has just been magic. I mean, like we said this before, Iron Man, which was an obscure character.
Yeah.
I mean, you've known it, and one of the Wu-Tang uses that as his alias, Tony Stark's.
Mm-hmm.
But you go back and the Iron Man was basically an obscure character that you had to be like a hardcore fan to even want a movie to see. And then he brought that back, and he basically just revived the Marvel franchise, and they made him a juggernaut in the movie industry.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, yeah, what he's touched with these properties has been gold, and he, like we said, he's a fan. He knows what he's talking about. He knows, he goes, okay, what I want to see, what I want to appreciate, what's gonna make the fans happy.
yeah, occasionally I'll ask people when they're in the chair, I'll ask them when we're talking about this very subject. I'll ask them, "Have you ever seen Swingers?" And then they're like, it's, you know what? It's 50-50. Sometimes they'll say, yeah, actually I have. Or they'll say, no. Do yourself a favor. Go back and watch Swingers.
So then you go ask him, have you watched Maid?
Yeah. It's you ask them questions like that, they trip out.
And there you could see his fandom right there, because one of the license plates, it's THX138.
Okay, yeah.
So that means he's a fan, not of just Star Wars, but of George Lucas, because that was something that George Lucas dropped all the time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, whoever's running Lucasfilms needs to be a Star Wars nerd. Got to be somebody, even somebody. I don't care who, just not her.
So here I pulled up one image of concept art in Duel of the Fates.
Oh yeah.
R2D2 was gonna die.
No.
R2D2 is gonna end up sacrificing himself.
Whoa. Oh shit.
You know how much of an emotional that was when Chewie died, dude. It would have been the same vein. You're like, holy crap, R2?
Damn. Come here, BB-8, so I can hug you.
We got the new model.
Dio can come too.
Hold on, can I say that my and I'm gonna cut this out, but my sister-in-law had her baby the other day.
Oh, congratulations.
When we were gonna go to the hospital, all I did was I kept playing that scene. Let me see the baby. Over and over. I was gonna send it to when they were sending the group chats. Oh, okay, she's doing good. I was gonna send it to, but I'm like, don't want to get that joke. I'm not watching Mandalorian. But I was playing it at home, looking at my own family with it. Just go, let me see the baby. Let me see the baby.
Oh, that's funny.
I thought it was funny.
So you were asking about Funko.
Yeah, Funko.
Where's that at?
It's in Hollywood, down the street from Pantages.
Yeah, it's on it's on Hollywood Boulevard and Argyle, I want to say.
By the Henry Fonda Theater.
Gotcha.
Yeah, right across from the
Yeah.
Henry Fonda Theater. Yeah.
Right across from the Fonda,
Wow.
right across Pantages. You can look up and see it. It's a block away.
There's a parking lot right underneath, so it's super convenient.
Mm-hmm.
And
Buy
that's where they're going to
something
have the
like that.
new Amoeba Records.
Is it right there
Oh,
too?
is
Yeah,
it-
right,
is
it's going to
that-
be right by there.
Oh,
Okay.
shit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, dude, it was cool. So, I saw you post that you had gone there,
Mhm.
and I was like, oh, that's cool. Hey, I want to go there because it looked cool. So we made the trek out last week. Took my kids and Rob, and hopped in the car and tried the truck anyway, and drove down there. It's pretty cool, man. As soon as you walk in, they give you a map of the place.
Yeah, I mean it's a store, but they also consider it a museum, quote unquote. So they have all the props and the things,
displays,
and they have full size, life size, human size Funko that you can pose with and do all kinds of things.
Yeah,
like we sat in the Flintstone car.
Yeah,
that's
got a picture, or we sat in a land speeder.
Gotcha.
And they have a land speeder. They have an area that's supposed to be cantina-like, and then like Jawa kind of hut-like thing. Yeah,
you can sit across the table from Greedo.
Marvel thing. They have a Thanos sitting in a chair, and Star-Lord.
There's a Justice League.
Yeah,
Hall of Justice right there. And
Harry Potter. Saturday morning cartoon area.
Legion
So
of
they
Doom.
have
Elvira's up way up
Kool-Aid
high
Man.
here, so you can't get to Elvira.
Slimer and Beetlejuice. It's pretty cool. It's actually a pretty cool spot.
Yeah, they got Beetlejuice rising out of the graveyard.
Yeah, because
So
of
he's
the
like 50
Disney
feet in the air.
connection and Star Wars and stuff. So that's why I was like,
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about it. No, I'll put it over like big time. Thought it was cool. It's a store, so the pops are normal price like $10.
They're $10.
The regular ones are like $10. If you got some special exclusive ones, they're a few dollars more than they
15
have
to
some
20
bigger
for
ones.
the better ones. And
Yeah. You know what I'm going to put over? I'm going to put over the fact that, as soon as we got there, the son was like, "Hey, Dad, I gotta go to the bathroom," and I was like, "They'll have one inside, I'm sure." So I was like, "Man, it's gonna be one bathroom, whatever." No.
They're full all gender restrooms.
Yeah. So they have the original, what must be the original, that building's restroom, a men's and a women's.
Yeah.
But then I walked down there, and a security guard was back there, and he's like, "Oh, there's more restrooms down the hall right here." Okay, so I went, and there must be about at least 15 different just stalls, like a dressing room.
Yeah.
You just walk in, and there's a toilet.
So you know how, have you been to Carlsbad within the last 10, 15 years?
Yeah.
When they redid the bathrooms and they're all individual toilets behind doors? It's that.
Yeah.
It's that. Yeah, here in this store. So, and then all the sinks are outside. And I went back there twice actually, because I took him back then, and we all went before we left, because you're there hour and a half.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you're there a good amount of time.
So they're more like the water closets that you see in Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which was cool because that serviced a lot of people, and they're clean. Because, like I said, I constantly saw a cleaning lady there, which means anytime I'm in Hollywood, if I'm just walking around, I know I can go to Funko and use the restroom, and it's clean because it's just it's a public thing. So I thought it was a great store. I ended up buying like 5 pops.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's the price on the pop?
It's at $10.
$10 for a normal, and if it's exclusive, anywhere from 15 to 25, depending
Wow.
on the exclusives, which is average.
Yeah. Sounds like a
it's
good
reasonable.
price.
Yeah, and they're constantly bringing them out too. So, that was kind of cool. Like, they did have Mandalorian ones, but they don't have the actual Mandalorian himself yet. And the baby one, of course, hasn't. The child one hasn't come out yet. But, like,
Yeah.
the
Daddy
Mandalorian one
June.
itself is very hard to find.
I almost bought Morrissey.
Do they have Morrissey?
They had Morrissey.
They had Vince McMahon, Ric Flair, and John Cena.
Yeah, I saw Morrissey on Amazon. I'm like, what?
Yeah, they had a bunch of them, but like you could tell they had more. But I went on a busy Sunday, and they were, like I said, they were constantly filling stuff in. But you could tell like they have more than this. It's just like it's kind of busy.
Can you walk like straight in, or is there a line?
No,
that
you
gotta
walk
do?
straight in.
Oh,
Yeah, it's really easy.
In fact, they're outside, like, "Hey guys, Funko Pop, coming in? Want a map?" Yeah, and it gives you,
We're free.
So and so's
We're
here.
free,
Yeah. Matter of fact, I saw somebody else that I know. I saw their post I think Monday, because Monday was the holiday. That they were walking around in Hollywood, and I had DM'd them, and I was like, "Hey, you're right down the street from the Funko Pop store. Go over there." So, like, the next thing I saw was a bunch of pictures from there, and I'm like, "See, I told you." And they're like,
Yeah.
"Best store ever. That store was freaking cool."
Dude, if you're going to be in Hollywood or LA coming up, there's a lot of cool stuff, obviously, because it's LA.
Yeah.
But those exhibits I hit recently, we did that. We went to the actual Hollywood Museum next to Mel's Diner. They had a full Back to the Future exhibit.
The Scum and Villainy Cantina is down the
That was
street, too,
awesome.
from that spot.
That was
Party foul.
No, that was totally awesome. It's worth the price of admission. It's like $15 for the museum. It's worth it just for the Back to the Future. It's the only one there. They've got 2 DeLoreans. They've got the original 1955 DeLorean, or the original DeLorean from '85, and then they've got the one from Back to the Future 3. So it's got all the modifications.
50s modifications.
The 50s it's got the white walls, but then it's got the modifications to be on the train track.
Oh, okay.
So it's got like the
yeah,
the
steampunk
stuff. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So it was really cool there, and they had the original Mr. Fusion. I guess somebody turned it into a lamp for one of the producers. So that was there, and then Natural History Museum. they have an exhibit right now on Universal Horror.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
They do. It's like the history and the science behind where the origin stories of the monsters and the stories behind that.
Well, that's cool.
And you guys
really
know you
cool.
could take in the train to both of these.
Oh, I know. We like
Yeah.
to drive. Alicia likes to drive. She doesn't complain.
Yeah, I don't like driving. So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, I'm going to take
Yes,
the
we
train.
know. Yeah,
And
I told them that too because somebody had said that, and I'm like, actually, the station is like right across the street.
Yeah,
right there,
the Hollywood
yeah.
and Vine station.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which, due to some traffic, I ended up with because I had to find the GPS took me off the freeway, and then I had to find gas. It took me over by Dodger Stadium, and I ended up by to go around to avoid some traffic. And then I had to find a gas station because I needed it, and then to get back on that thing, I ended up at Echo Park. So I was like, this is kind of a roundabout way to get there, but whatever. So I thought it was cool though. I'll definitely go again. I think in the summertime, probably during the day, a little bit earlier than I left this time.
Well, we
like
bought
after
the
1 o'clock.
membership for Natural History Museum, so we're free the rest of the year.
How much was that?
For the family, it was like $119.
Cool.
So well worth it.
Dude, I haven't been to the Natural History Museum since the 1984 Olympic Games.
Dang,
After our event was over, we watched boxing at the Sports Arena, which is now the LAFC Stadium.
Yep.
We went to
Fine stadium.
We went to go watch whatchamacallit. My parents were like, "Well, we're here. Might as well go see the Natural History Museum and the Space Museum."
Go check out the dinosaurs, yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, wow. We spent like 3 or 4 hours in the Natural History Museum.
That was the only time I would go during like when we go to Raider games.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just right there. So
Yeah.
I've never been in the Natural History Museum.
I've been a few times.
Really?
Like,
It's one of the
California,
ones,
that's-
man, you can't
best shows in my
do
life.
the museum in a day.
Yeah.
You have to pick and choose. But they do a lot of special stuff. They have that horror one right now. They do the Butterfly Pavilion in the spring, which is real popular. They have a Spider Pavilion.
Remember Devo played there? Joe was there with
Dinosaurs.
selling merch for Devo.
At the museum?
That was years ago when Joe was Case from the showcase.
I don't remember, but
Yeah, I remember seeing the shirt. I go, dude, can
I
you send me
believe
one? I go, can you send me one? He's like, dude, you got to come be at the event. I go, it's a special ticketed event. He goes, I know, sorry. It was a whale with a Devo hat on. I like, oh my God, that's so cool.
That's awesome. Is it break time?
Yeah, let's take a break and talk about some wrestling and some sports.
Yeah. So,
When they're at the show, said, hey, let's go to Briscoe. Never say, yeah, not a man. Say, what looking for? Yeah, time on fire. So much fun as they push you for the gun. What can I do? What can I say? She's gonna go point to my head and I can run away. Wait for the girls, K-Guns. They're coming just to find. Wait for the girls, K-Guns. They're coming just to find, yeah. Can you tell me what's put in my head? I'm like, will I be dead? I bleed back, got my knees. I just wanna leave. I said, I got everything coming. If I want, but then I jump out the window. Like, sorry, my legs will let me go. Waiting for the girls, K-Guns. They're coming just for fun. Waiting for the girls, K-Guns. They're coming just for fun. Go! I'm a Barbie, now she tries to count back. And now she wants prettiest girl I've ever seen. I love we had so much fun. That was before she put a fucking gun out. Wait for the girls, K-Guns. Coming just for fun. Wait for the girls, K-Guns. Coming just for fun, yeah.
Can I tell you what my Christmas present from Alicia was?
what?
She got me tickets to go see Mick Foley's spoken word at the Improv.
Word?
With a VIP meet and greet, baby.
Is that why
Did
he
you
has
get him
that
with a
flannel?
chair?
No, that's why he has a flannel on.
Dude, I wore the flannel to go see him.
Yeah.
We matched. It was awesome. No, dude. It was at Ontario Improv, which I haven't been to since I think we went, like
Oh,
2000, 2001.
Wayne Brady or whatever.
Something like
Yeah.
that. That's what it was. It was Wayne,
Wayne
Brady. I
Brady.
couldn't think of who it was. Man, dude. So that place
Before I
hasn't
was
changed.
Wayne Brady, I'm Wayne Brady, bitch.
That place hasn't changed.
Yeah,
Still,
it's-
still 2 drink minimum. But he comes out, man, and he's talking, and the first thing he does, he goes, okay, well, I'm going to be honest, it's 20th anniversary of the tour. He goes, I'm going to tell a lot of stories from my book. The first one, Have a Nice Day. He goes, but before we do that, I want to ask, is there any questions you have right now? So people ask questions, and he's having fun with the audience. He's hilarious.
Yeah.
He's an absolutely hilarious. He wouldn't answer somebody's question jokingly because they were wearing a Chris Jericho shirt. And it's the same one I have, so I'm like, good thing I didn't wear that shirt today. I almost did. And then, he's talking about how he got trained and, the people that were involved in that and just going on the road. People ask him about Taker and things like that. And he goes, Taker's Taker. He never broke character. And I give him credit for that. For the longest time, he would never be out of character. He was the Taker. Kane, he goes, I have so much love for Kane and just enjoying those pieces. And someone asked him, because he jokingly takes jabs at TNA Impact all the time and during the spoken word. So someone finally asked him, I go, do you have any good memories from that? And he goes, yeah, actually I do. He was mentioning during his tenure there, he was like a commissioner. Mm-hmm. So he was in charge, and my shtick would be I'd tweak matches. Mm-hmm. He goes, and then the other guy was Jeremy Borash, and he goes, I think that company would have gone under way, way long ago if it wasn't for Jerry Borash. He ran freaking everything. So he goes, his thing was tweeting. He goes, it was just starting to come out, so everybody's talking about it. We were the tweak and tweet. He goes, I kid you not, he literally went into Universal Park, because it was filmed at Universal Studios at the time, and got one of those airbrushed shirts of the two of them. That was like tweak and tweak. He goes, it was one of my favorite storylines ever. Someone came in and they trashed my office and they broke the frame it was in and this and that. He goes, we're going around, trying to figure out who did this, like a whole detective type thing.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. But he's such a nice guy, and we went and we met him, and we, real quick, of course, because there's
sure.
100 people that are doing the VIP meet and greet.
And this is the second time you've met him.
I met him at Comic-Con in probably 2000.
Yeah, that's about right.
Right about 2000.
2090.
He just signed though. We didn't really.
Yeah, we just said I remember he's all, no, have a nice day. He's all, thank you. Not even in character.
It was real quick. It was, hey, how's it going, man? Good, and this and that. Maybe one or two words exchanged
while he signed. Yeah.
Yeah, long enough. And same thing.
Hey, that was Chaos Comics.
Yeah.
How long ago that was.
We still have that.
Yeah, I have it too.
Long enough for us, and then of course everyone's getting a picture. He goes, "You want a picture?" Of course, so we're talking, and he's actually giving us prints now. He was giving prints out, so he signed a print for everybody. It was an 11x14 print of the 3 faces of Foley. And then he would sign whatever you had with you and take a picture with you. So I actually, my buddy, and shout out to Eric if you're listening to this, he's been sitting at home since May of last year.
Foley?
No,
Eric.
No, Eric.
Yeah.
Eric. He's been sitting at home since May of last year. He got into a nasty accident, broke his foot, and just all the backlog with everything, it's not healing the way they want it to. So
yeah,
he's finally clear. He was on bed rest for 4 months.
Oh man,
maybe more. Finally got out of bed, and he's still not strong enough really to be able to leave the house. So he's stir crazy, man. So he's like, he signed one to Alicia, and then he was like, okay, what's your name? He goes, man, can I get this for my buddy Eric? Like, he's been here, so he signed it to Eric. I got to send that out to him.
Oh, cool.
I couldn't think of anybody, and as much as I love you guys, I couldn't think of anybody else in that moment.
Absolutely.
I have his autograph. It's
yeah,
fine.
I couldn't think of anybody else in that moment that I'm like, this guy deserves something special for this. So
That's
more
cool.
power to him, man. And then he was going to leave for South America like 2 days later. So he's like, if you buy a shirt for $30, I'll give you a free Sacco.
Oh.
I didn't buy it, but
Got to raise those funds.
He's so much fun.
Or he just doesn't want to take a bunch of stuff too.
That too. They only allowed him so much stuff. So
you got to dump it.
That's exactly what it was.
Fire sale.
But it's funny, man. He's sitting there in his sweats, and he's got on a tie-dye Disneyland shirt from like 2013, and then he's got the flannel.
Yeah.
And I look at Alicia, and I'm like, he dresses like Anthony. Because that's my son's thing, man. He never wants to wear. He's 11 years old. He doesn't want to wear jeans right now. every 5th and 6th and 7th grader never wants to wear jeans. They want to wear sweats all the time. So he's in his sweats all the time, and then he'll wear whatever shirt, and he's getting ready to go, hey, grab a jacket. He grabs his red, the buffalo plaid flannel.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, Anthony dresses like Mick Foley.
That's funny.
Do it. Next time he's around, we all got to go.
Yeah. So, did you guys get to watch Takeover at all last week?
Yes, I did.
Yep.
Thoughts? Initial thoughts?
It was good. It's still blowing away anything the main roster does.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, this is, man, that Keith Lee match was, damn, man, they started with fire.
Yeah.
And you hear him, he's like,
big boys can move.
And they're like, dude, Keith Lee's like, I know it's all scripted anyway, but Keith Lee's like, Dijakovic came out again. He goes, I want another shot.
Yeah.
And he's like, as long as I'm concerned, we can fight forever.
Yeah.
I would love to see those two fight forever.
Yeah. They were, man, that was good.
That was a good match. I enjoyed the Rhea Ripley match too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She's awesome.
She is. I think that'll be a good WrestleMania match. Her and Charlotte.
I honestly want to see her and Belair go at it though. Charlotte and Belair.
That's coming.
They are the two pure athletes.
Uh-huh.
When those two go at it, those are the two again. I want to see them fight forever.
Yeah.
They're gonna have. I hope they have the chemistry. I'm imagining in my mind.
Who was after that? Was that Finn Balor after?
Finn Balor was
No,
earlier
it was the ladies' street fight.
Oh yeah, dude, that was a man. Those two little chicks were scrappy.
They're
They're
hardcore.
hitting each other hard.
Yeah,
Yeah. The one that's the heel there, she's destined to break out.
yeah,
She's gonna be the one that breaks out in that heel persona if they let her.
yeah. Little cutie pies there too. Wrestling fans love them.
Some foreigners.
Kick. All of the ones that are breaking out right there right now are all New Zealand, Australia.
Yeah. Who was after that? I don't remember the actual lineup.
I don't remember the order. That was the only match I didn't see because my Wi-Fi was being a pain in the butt.
Gargano and
Broserweights.
oh, dude, that one was good.
Oh, the tag match was
The tag match was
fantastic.
awesome. I'm a fan of Matt Riddle.
Well, you're a fan for many reasons.
Well, I never followed him on. Oh, yeah. It does it like a token.
Like an RVD.
Yeah,
I know he wrestled. I mean, he worked for UFC.
yeah. He was in the UFC.
Yeah.
I think.
I never saw any of his matches.
Well, I was gonna say I think people think more of it than it actually kind of was.
Yeah, because
Does that
he
make
was
sense?
he
wasn't around that long.
He wasn't in there
No.
that long, and I don't think he really won a lot of matches. I think he was on the losing side.
Yeah, so I mean, I think they make a big deal because it's like, okay, this guy wasn't MMA, and
Yeah.
he is. He's a pro MMA guy, but like, Shayna Baszler was MMA too, and she really wasn't around that long.
Yeah, they got into wrestling because they weren't good at MMA.
Yeah,
It's kind of what happens.
it's the idea.
Or
They're a
they just-
legitimate fighter. That's
they're
all.
just past
They're
it.
trying to play that off as they're
Yeah.
legitimate fighters. They're
It's
not
an angle.
They're not just athletes and
Yeah, hey, you got to sell some merch.
Yeah. exactly.
So you need the angles. Those are the angles. He's an MMA fighter. I'm cool with it. I'm entertained.
Exactly.
Dude, the
That's what you're looking
sandals,
for, man.
just kicking him off, launching him into the air. That's awesome.
The pink fluffy ones. That's what
Dude.
makes it.
Did you see when they jumped into Triple H's plane?
Yes.
I thought that was funny.
Oh, those were cool little vignettes.
Yeah.
This week he made some joke about being suspended on the wellness policy, which everybody was laughing.
Oh,
at him for.
I missed it.
'Cause, yeah, he made. I
It was
didn't
the
catch
trophy.
The
trophy was
the
suspended
trophy was suspended
for violating wellness policy.
Yeah, and that got over, man. That popped everybody.
That's
They were
funny.
like, this guy's talking about the wellness policy.
Send that to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. That was a good one. The what was that? Ciampa match?
Oh, Ciampa
Ciampa.
and Cole.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
That was a good match.
Fantastic. I was trying to figure out how they're going to end that match, and I guess believe it or not, people bet on wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
It's still
Even though it's a predetermined outcome.
It's predetermined outcome, but nobody knows it, so you bet on it anyway.
It actually has odds in Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess the odds for that match were literally 50-50.
Wow.
There was
Could've gone either way.
there was no favorite for that match.
Wow. That's crazy.
That's kind of cool when you think about it.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Man.
And even Vegas couldn't figure out who's going to win that one.
Oh. And then his best friend turns on him. Dun dun dun.
Again.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see where that one goes.
Freaking, I love Johnny Gargano though.
Yeah. Hey. Okay. So let's transition here to the other one. So the Wednesday Night War, I guess. On the other side, I don't know, man. I watched Dynamite, but I still feel myself enjoying NXT a little bit more. Still, so I don't know. But this week, that cage match,
Man.
we were talking about that Cody in that cage match.
I'm a week behind. I'm not there yet.
Oh, do you? Well, okay. Well,
He knows. He's just gonna watch
yeah,
it. For,
you already know.
yeah.
Dude, well, first off, the tag team battle royal, that thing was cool. That was fun.
Yeah.
you have the obviously, well, you got the Young Bucks. I mean, it could have been a toss up, could have been anybody, because Young Bucks have lost before.
They're playing it smart by not making them the face of everything, because they very well could.
Yeah,
be.
absolutely. But that was pretty cool. So then now they're gonna fight Adam Page and Kenny Omega. That'll be fun.
And that's been the build up for Page leaving the Elite. You know, that's.
I just saw an article that said, "Don't be surprised if Omega turns heel."
You never know.
That could go.
It keeps them kind of fresh, and that you wouldn't expect that.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the thing about that part, at least, is that they try to do things so, like you know, I think everybody expected, Kenny Omega's going to be champion right away. No, they're not doing that,
No.
which is kind of cool, and it is. Cody has I think that's why Cody did the whole I can't ever wrestle for the title, because it's like everybody expects that.
You know what? He doesn't need a title to get over.
No, he doesn't.
No,
and at all. Neither does Kenny. Just everybody wants to see it.
Mm-hmm.
But I listened to JR not that long ago, and he actually said, I don't think we've seen Kenny Omega's best. Like, not yet. All those matches with Okada, and you have not seen his best yet. Yeah. It's coming. But the cage match, that first of all, that cage was freaking tall.
It was.
That son of a bitch was tall.
Yeah, it was really tall.
It wasn't a 15-foot high steel cage?
No, I think it was
taller
20.
than that.
20?
Yeah, because it actually had you know how they have that, like they have at concerts, man. That
Was it blue?
No. The stuff that you can actually climb up on, that rigging.
The scaffolding and the rigging?
Yeah, I don't even know what you call it. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
That square that round tubing.
That round tubing that's got
stage.
in the corner.
It's like for stage.
Right. It's for stages
lighting.
and lights. Yeah. So it had that in every corner. So it was real solid, and it was just fence. It was just your regular rollout, like rent-a-fence.
Do you think it's because
fence.
it's cheaper and lighter to do that than the actual, like the old school? I miss the old school blue cage.
No one
The
liked
blue
that.
cage?
No one liked that.
Because it was dangerous?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I think really what that was for cameras. Because the holes were big enough to put the camera in. Because I don't know if you noticed this or not, but I did. A lot of the shots were through the cage. It was through the actual fence. There was only some shots, depending on where they were in the ring, where they must have had a camera mounted in there that they could actually go for it. But most of the shots were there. No, if you hear people talk about the blue cage, they didn't like it.
Wow. Okay.
You know, it's too hard. It was too stiff. It didn't move. It didn't have any give. So the regular actual rent fence does. So I was messing with somebody the other day. I think at practice, and I was like, just jump into the fence. It's just a fence. It'll give. like I was just like messing around. I was like, go for it.
Yes,
But
I like it.
it
Just
was-
jump into the fence.
Yeah, it was a hard hitting match, but what he's talking about, the spot that he's talking about, is when Cody climbed to the top and did a backflip off it. He didn't even look.
Nope.
Did you see that?
Nope.
He just trusted his opponent was going to be there. I was actually watching it with my daughter, and I was like, "That's a lot of trust right there in that guy to catch you." Because
he
watch.
didn't
He did.
get all of them. He didn't get all of them. He
No,
got like
but-
the shoulder.
Yeah, well, the guy based for him. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it was high enough that it was like, hey, he caught him where he was supposed to,
Yeah.
and did that, and obviously he didn't kick out, but like, no, I was like, damn, that's like a lot of trust in the guy that you're in the ring with to be like, all right, man, I'm gonna pull this off, and you have to catch me.
The good thing is that Wardlow's big, solid. I mean, whatever was coming, he was going to be able to at least take the blunt.
And you have the advantage being the one on the bottom because you can kind of judge, okay, he's coming right here. And
Yeah.
you just have to basically kind of on the side, just kind
Yeah.
of take him and then just kind of go down with him. So that kind of thing. It was interesting though. It was a good episode.
Yeah,
I guess,
I was pleased.
Are we gonna go to bar wrestling this week or what? What's the story?
Yeah, I'm down to go. I just hadn't had a chance. I was gonna try to get the tickets when me and Chris we actually were in Pomona. I just didn't get a chance to go over there, but I would like to go. I would like to very much get the pre-sale tickets.
Yeah, because you can't guarantee that the door was going to be there.
Right.
You got to do it the next day or two, man.
Yeah.
So
I'm
let me
not
know.
gonna
Let me know
lie,
if you
dude.
do it.
I'm waiting
I'll
until
throw it in.
Remy's contest ends. I'm waiting until Remy's contest ends. Might as well.
Take your son from his contest, and we have an extra
I think the
ticket.
box office should be open on Sundays. Yeah.
I don't know. You would think. Well, they sell them
No,
at the
they're-
store next door.
Yeah, they sell them at the. I think they might be able to sell them at the Glass House Record Store.
Perfect.
I would call and double check, and then you could go to Dia Los Puercos or you go to Gus's Barbecue again.
If you head out there, let me know. And if you decide to get them, I'll Apple Pay you some money.
Okay.
'Cause I think. I
Yeah,
would
let me
like
know
to do
too.
that.
No, same thing.
All right. Shoot. Well, I guess we'll just wrap it up then. Or you guys got anything
Yeah.
else?
Oh,
Wrap it up.
we're not going to talk
Go for it.
baseball. I don't care. It's not my team.
Well, it's spring training right now. Everybody's reported. People are slowly starting to.
Banging on trash cans.
So
Hey, okay, so we talked about this at the shop. So, okay, let's see what happens when, because you know we're the home opener for the Angels. They play the Astros.
Yes.
So let's see.
Okay, so there's a group called Pantone 294, and they travel with the team. They've already bought a bunch of tickets to go see the home opener.
Yeah.
I mean, like they buy sections. They're like we want to buy a section, and they're like, why? It goes, oh, because we want to bring our team. They're like, so anyway, they bought a bunch of tickets for the home opener for Angel Stadium, and they're just gonna heckle the Astros.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, well, Dan and I talked about going, but I realized I'm out of town. I'll be in New York.
Yeah,
So
one
otherwise
of
I'd
my
go.
one of my clients is actually going to try to. He's going to check. I go, look, if you're going to go, let me know and I'll PayPal you some money and you can get me a ticket with you. So I'm just waiting to see when he does it.
That should be very, very interesting.
It's gonna be that'll be fun.
And see, for me, like it hurts the most with the Astros. Boston Red Sox were gonna fucking destroy the Dodgers. They had fucking those hitters. The Astros.
You think they're gonna catch some shit too, though?
They will. They got to investigate it more. But as I was saying, they
I digress.
it hurts the most. It hurts the most because they went to 7 games.
Yeah.
And there was a game that went back and forth. My friend went back and watched these. Oh, dude, you could fucking hear the fucking signals and the claps and all that kind of shit. So they fucking knew and goes, dude, if we go, goes, all we needed was win one game. We could have got the World Series. So I mean, like he goes, no, I'm not one of these fuckers saying like, oh, we should get the trophy back. No, you don't do that shit in sports. Like
It's not gonna happen. Yeah.
you void the title. Like all those Tour de France's that what's his name, Lance Armstrong won.
Yeah.
Those are just voided out. Reggie Bush's Heisman Trophy, because he got busted for misconduct, it's just voided out. There's nobody who won that year.
Right.
Same thing with USC's national championship titles. It's voided out. There's no national champion that year. Do I think baseball's going to go that far? I don't know. But to say that like, oh, here's a fucking trophy. No, I mean, come on. We went 7 games with guys who were fucking cheating, and it comes down like to that shit. Fucking, it just hurts.
It hurts a lot too, and I feel bad for Darvish, who his career is screwed over because of that.
Yeah, I mean, we were fucking giving him shit. There's people wanting to kill his ass.
Yeah. And here's an honest question. As the baseball fans, do you think that they're gonna go harsher now on the Red Sox if this turns out to be as much because of all the crap commissioners getting for not being harsh on the Astros?
Hopefully.
Yeah,
hope
I think so.
That's because I don't like the Red Sox. Most of it's kind of that. I don't like when you buy a team. But whatever.
Yeah.
Well, no, because aren't Yankee fans are pissed about that too, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
Because of Boston.
I heard Yankee fans are going to be there as well.
That's gonna.
I want to go. I just want to check it all out. I want to see.
I'm gonna
everything.
find a way to watch that game.
Yeah.
That should be interesting.
Don't you have the subscription to your
MLB?
online? Yeah.
Yeah, T-Mobile usually comes through. So it's about that time to start getting those emails that say, "We're good. Here we go." Yeah, T-Mobile provides that. I get MLB TV.
Wow.
Yeah. I cannot confirm or deny whether or not I have tried to use that free promotion and not succeeded. As an AT&T customer, I can neither confirm or deny that.
I just gotta find out what I'm gonna do when I move.
Starlink.
No more Spectrum.
I want Starlink. Give me Starlink.
I just be like, yeah, I'm gonna go to the bar. Why? I'm gonna watch it.
All right, we
Something
close this
close
up.
enough.
Yep.
Close it up.
All right. Who's got last word? Last word.
Well, we usually do. What are we doing?
Mamba out.
Good enough for me.
We got anything coming up besides bar wrestling?
We all have
Or
the
we
same
out?
stuff, man. Bar wrestling and bad religion and alcohol trio. Hey, thank you to our sponsors, Maid Shop Riverside, Crown and Stash Barber Company, and Orange Circle Optometry. If you want to provide anything for the podcast, music, short stories, short films, anything like that, you can email us at exocast@yahoo.com. You can find us on social media. On Instagram, we are EXOCulture. On Facebook, we are at EXOCult. On Twitter, we are EXOCultcast. Extraordinary Culture Podcast can be found on iHeartRadio, Podomatic, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, and YouTube. You can even ask your smart home device to play Extraordinary Culture. For this time, my name is Rick.
I'm Xavier.
I'm Dan.
I'm Dan too.
All right. See you next time.
Mamba out.